Long ago, in the bustling riverside village of Umu-Udo, people believed only the weak were afraid. Every man wanted to be known as fearless. Every woman claimed nothing could shake her. Hunters bragged, wrestlers boasted, chiefs walked with puffed chests, and children competed over who could catch the biggest lizard without blinking. Only one old man laughed whenever he heard such talk. His name was Papa Nana, the oldest storyteller in the village. He would stroke his white beard and say, "The person who says he fears nothing has simply not met what was specially created for him." Nobody believed him. Until one unforgettable market week. It was early morning. Mama Bisi, the loudest food seller in Umu-Udo market, had just finished arranging her steaming pots of jollof rice, beans, fried fish, momo, and pepper soup. Business had not even started. Then, a tiny brown cockroach crawled out from beneath the table. Mama Bisi froze. The spoon slipped from her hand. "Eya! Jesus! Cockroach!" She jumped so high that people later argued she nearly landed on the roof of her store. She abandoned all her food and ran. Customers scattered. Someone shouted, "Snake!" Another shouted, "Fire!" Another screamed, "Run for your lives!" Within seconds, half the market was empty. Only little Chinedu bent down, looked carefully and said, "No ordinary cockroach." The market went silent. Mama Bisi slowly returned. She cleared her throat. "I wasn't afraid." People laughed. "You almost relocated to another village because of one cockroach." The cockroach, unaware it had caused nationwide confusion, proudly marched into a nearby compound. Inside lived one enormous rat called Alhaji Gosa. Every housewife knew him. He had survived 10 traps, escaped 7 cats, destroyed 20 bags of gari, chewed 5 school uniforms, and once stole an entire smoked fish bigger than himself. The cockroach saw him. The rat saw the cockroach. Immediately, the cockroach froze. Its antennae trembled. Without waiting for introductions, it turned and ran as fast as its tiny legs could carry it, disappearing into a crack in the wall. Alhaji Gosa puffed out his chest proudly. "That's right," he boasted. "Even cockroaches know who rules this compound." Later that evening, Alhaji Gosa sneaked into Chief Odogwu's kitchen. The aroma of dried fish filled the room. He smiled. "This is going to be a beautiful night." As he reached for the fish, "Jia!" he turned. Chief Odogwu's giant dog, Soldier, stood behind him. The rat forgot every martial art his ancestors had taught him. He dashed across the kitchen, jumped onto a shelf, fell into a bucket, rolled across the floor, escaped through a hole so tiny scientists are still investigating how he fit inside. Outside, he was panting. "My enemies nearly ended my career." Soldier had one reputation. He chased goats. He frightened thieves. He barked at strangers. Even motorcycles respected him. People said, "That dog fears nothing." The next afternoon, while Soldier proudly guarded Chief Odogwu's compound, Chief's wife stepped outside carrying a broom. She looked at the dog. "You again?" Soldier wagged his tail. She noticed he had scattered the washed clothes. Her face changed. "You useless animal." She lifted the broom. Soldier didn't wait. He took off like an athlete competing for an Olympic gold medal. Children watching shouted, "CO! The village lion has become village rabbit." That evening, the men gathered at the village square. Palm wine flowed like a river. Chief Odogwu stood proudly. "No woman can frighten me." The others nodded. "Correct. If my wife raises her voice, I simply leave the house because I love peace. Everyone clapped. Suddenly, one little boy ran toward them. Papa. Mama says come home now. The man's smile disappeared. He slowly stood. I think she needs my wisdom. Another boy arrived. Papa, Mama said if you don't return this minute, don't return at all. The second man's drink almost fell. A third message came. Your wife says she knows where you are. 3 grown men immediately remembered urgent family meetings. Within 5 minutes, the once noisy gathering became almost empty. Papa Nana laughed until tears rolled down his face. The following day, the women gathered beneath the Noku mango tree. Mama Bisi declared proudly. Men think we fear them. Everyone laughed. We fear nobody. Just then, thunder rumbled. Dark clouds covered the sky. A young wife whispered. My husband told me to remove the clothes from the line before rain starts. Another replied. If I don't go home now, that man will complain for 1 week. Within minutes, the meeting ended faster than it began. Papa Nana smiled again. So, the women also fear somebody. The whole village started arguing. Cockroaches fear rats. Rats fear dogs. Dogs fear women. Women fear men. Men fear women. And women fear cockroaches. Children began singing it like a song. Even drummers turned it into entertainment during festivals. Nobody could stop laughing. One day, a respected hunter named Is returned from the forest empty-handed. People mocked him. What happened? He sighed. I met a leopard. Everyone laughed. You, afraid? He nodded. Yes. Then he pointed at the blacksmith. You fear fire. He pointed at the fisherman. You fear drought. He pointed at the wealthy trader. You fear poverty. He pointed at the chief. You fear disgrace. He pointed at Mama Bisi. You fear cockroaches. The entire crowd burst into laughter. Even Mama Bisi laughed this time. Then the hunter said quietly. Every human being carries one invisible fear. Some hide it behind money. Some behind muscles. Some behind shouting. Some behind titles. The laughter slowly faded. People began thinking. Papa Nana gathered everyone beneath the ancient Iroko tree. He placed 6 objects on the ground. A tiny cockroach in a calabash. A wooden rat carving. A dog's collar. A woman's wrapper. A man's walking stick. A mirror. The villagers looked confused. He pointed at the mirror. The last fear belongs to everyone. What does it mean? He smiled. The greatest fear is not cockroaches, rats, dogs, women, or men. It is facing yourself. Silence covered the gathering. He continued. When people insult others, they often hide their own weaknesses. When they boast loudly, they often hide their own fears. When they laugh at another person's fear, they forget someone else is laughing at theirs. The oldest warrior lowered his head. Mama Bisi chuckled. Chief Odogwu laughed at himself. Even the children understood. From that year onward, Umu-Udo introduced a new annual celebration called the Festival of Laughter. Instead of pretending to be fearless, everyone shared one thing that frightened them. The hunter admitted he feared snakes. The fisherman confessed he could not climb trees. The blacksmith admitted he feared deep rivers. The chief confessed he feared public embarrassment. Mama Bisi proudly announced, I still don't like cockroaches. The entire village laughed until their stomachs hurt. Papa Nana stood and concluded. Fear is not a sign of weakness. It is part of being human. Wisdom is not pretending to have no fear, it is knowing your fear, mastering it, and never mocking another person's. From that day on, the people of Umu-Udo became kinder to one another. They still laughed, teased, and joked, but they stopped measuring courage by loud voices or proud boast. They learned that every person, no matter how strong or successful, has something that makes their heart race. Moral of the story: everyone fears something. The strongest person has a weakness, and the weakest person has a strength. Never mock another person's fear, because somewhere in life, there is something that can make even you tremble. True courage is not the absence of fear, it is doing the right thing despite it.